All right, it's official. South Carolina baseball has a new head coach and new coaching staff. Paul Mainieri will be the 31st head coach in program history, taking over after Mark Kingston spent 7 years at the University of South Carolina. And Mainieri's contract was approved today by the Board of Trustees, along with 4 other coaches that we'll get into momentarily. But with Mainieri's contract, it'll be a 5-year deal ending on May 31st, 2029, and he will make $1.3 million annually. I spoke a little bit about Mainieri yesterday in more detail on a previous video on all of our socials on Gamecock Central. And look, the age is definitely a little bit of a concern. He's 66 years old. By the time the 2025 season rolls around, he'll be 67 years old. But I think Mainieri's track record shows that, look, he's been to Omaha 6 different times. He won a College World Series in 2009. He's won over 1,500 games in his nearly 40-year career. He's shown that he can get it done. So I think it's going to be a really good hire. And then also we have the coaching staff. There's John Hendry from Virginia, and he'll serve as an assistant coach. And you have your other 2 hires in Terry Rooney, who will follow Mainieri from LSU, and he'll be the pitching coach / recruiting coordinator. His contract is 3 years, ending on May 31st, 2027, and he will make $425,000 annually. And then the big get, in my opinion, in this hiring process was Monty Lee, and his contract will also be 3 years, ending on May 31st, 2027, and he will make $550,000 annually. So, quick thoughts on this coaching staff. Look, the fact that Mainieri hasn't coached since 2021, he's 66 years old right now. I get that those are all concerns, especially in the day and age where you have the transfer portal and NIL and all that stuff. But guess what? You have assistants on staff that are going to be super helpful in terms of recruiting and doing all that stuff that Mainieri probably doesn't have to focus on. Him coming back means that he's probably going to be focusing more on the coaching aspect of the game rather than recruiting. Obviously, he'll have the final say in a lot of decisions that are made. But I think in terms of the nitty-gritty details, the assistant coaches are definitely going to be helpful with that. But I think this really is a dream team type of staff put together. Rooney's track record really speaks for itself. When he was at Old Dominion in the early 2000s, he helped recruited and landed Justin Verlander, who, if you don't know, will be a future Hall of Famer in Cooperstown. So definitely check out his stats over his career. Definitely worth checking out. And then you have Monty Lee, like I said. Heck of a recruiter, knows the state of South Carolina very well, and that'll be very beneficial. There were 2 other hires made today. You have Rob Bradley that will be leading the men's golf program. He spent the last 11 years at Purdue and really made the Boilermakers into a national type of program in the men's golf world. And his contract will be 5 years, ending on May 31st, 2029, and he will be making $240,000 annually. And then you have Ashley Chastain from Charlotte that will be joining the softball program as the new head coach, taking over for Beverly Smith. With softball, it's tough winning in the SEC. It's only going to get tougher with Oklahoma and Texas joining the SEC in 2025 and beyond. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to take a little more time to get the softball program to new heights. But the fact that Chastain's a former Gamecock and she knows the area and what it takes to win here, and she's played here before, really helps. And I think it's all these hires in general are ones that South Carolina should be excited about, and the fan base. And look, Ray Tanner and this administration are throwing the bag out there. They're not cheaping out with any of these hires here. They're really going all out to try to build winners throughout the athletics program. So we'll see what happens, but be sure to stay locked into GamecockCentral.com throughout the week as more of these hirings unfold, and we'll have press conferences and all that stuff to come in the coming weeks. But yeah, like I said, be sure to stay locked into GamecockCentral.com. That's going to do it all for now. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.